Hey guys, welcome to Cinematic Tendency, and yes, I am still at the theater, and I just watched the movie Jesus Revolution. And if you know me, either in person or here through YouTube, probably you may know that usually I don't watch many or most Christian movies. Jesus Revolution is a Christian movie, and the reason why I usually don't watch them is because even though they have a good positive message, right? Because they're talking about the gospel of Jesus, right? They're talking about the good news. That's what gospel means. These movies are not like well made, either low budget or the acting is kind of poor or cringy at times, and that's one of the reasons why I usually don't watch these movies. Now maybe you're wondering, so why did I watch this movie? And I'm gonna tell you why. So this is gonna be my first reaction and also slash maybe like story time, but I'm gonna try to keep it brief. So the two of the reasons why I watched Jesus Revolution is because of the directors, or at least one of them. One of the two directors is like the Irving brothers, and they directed three other movies that are also Christian, and those three movies are also biopics, and also like obviously based on true events. And I am talking about the movie I Can Only Imagine, based on the life of the main vocalist of the Christian band Mercy Me. That movie I watched it in theaters, and I liked it a lot. That was a very good movie. It was very emotional. And then the other movie that these guys did was I Still Believe. That was my second to last movie that I got to watch before the pandemic. Like I watched that movie on a Saturday, and then 2 days later the movie theater shut down. So that's a movie based on the life of Jeremy Camp, who is also a Christian singer. I love his music. And then the third movie that these guys directed, which I also liked it, and I watched it here in theaters, but I would put it maybe not as, it was good, but not as good as the previous two, is American Underdog, also based on a true story, and based about this quarterback. I don't follow sports much, especially like American football, but it's a quarterback. You can Google it yourself, American Underdog. So I watched Jesus Revolution because, like I said, these directors were involved in those previous three movies that I mentioned. And another reason why I decided to watch this movie is because when I saw the poster, the very first time I saw the poster of the Jesus Revolution movie, I had heard that a rumor that these guys, the Irving brothers, they were gonna do a biopic about Chuck Smith. And as you may or may not know, Chuck Smith is one of the founders of the Jesus movement, also known as Jesus Revolution, which gave birth to the Calvary Chapel movement in California. And so when I saw the poster, and then I saw a guy that kind of looked like Chuck Smith, I was like, oh, the rumor was true, right? This biopic movie is gonna be about Chuck Smith. And no, it's not, even though Chuck Smith is in the story, in this movie. But this story is about Greg Laurie. Now, I'm gonna tell you briefly how I encounter this Calvary Chapel slash Jesus movement. So it was early, probably 2004, 2005. I was driving, and I was flipping, well, not flipping, but I was like tuning on the radio as I was switching radio stations as I was driving, and then I encountered this guy talking. He had like a deep voice. He was preaching, and I didn't know who he was. So as I was listening, I was like, "Oh, this is good stuff." So later, I found out that guy was Jon Courson. Now he's part of the Calvary Chapel movement, but he was not a hippie like other men that became pastors of big churches that came out of this movement. They used to be hippies back in the late 60s. Some of these guys were like, well, Greg Laurie, Joe Foch, Raul Reyes, Skip Heitzig, who I still listen from time to time from Albuquerque, and many other guys. So I was later, like a few days later, because when I was listening to the radio, I saved that station because I was like, "Oh, this is cool." And at the time, I didn't know that radio station was the Calvary Satellite Network. I don't know if it's still around or not. So this was back, like I said, early, like 2004, 2005. I was living in Texas at the time. And so I saved that radio station, and I continued to listen to the station, later. So then a few days later, I that's the first time I heard Greg Laurie. I didn't know what he looked like. I just I was listening to his teachings. He had, I don't know if he still has that radio, that program, A New Beginning. And then another day I heard Chuck Smith. He was preaching in his radio station, radio program, The Word for Today. And then Skip Heitzig again, and other Calvary Chapel pastors that were just teaching. And so that's kind of how I found out about the Calvary Chapel movement. Now, but what about this movie? Okay, I just wanted to tell you this little story because I am gonna be, I don't want to, but I'm being a little biased with this because I feel so so relatable with the story, with the movie. So this movie, Jesus Revolution. So yeah, I watched it for those two reasons, but I really like this story. I mean, I knew a little bit more also about Greg Laurie because I read one of his books, but this movie, I really like it. It was really well made, and when I'm saying that I really like it, I know I'm not saying when I said that it's a good movie, perhaps I'm not saying that it's like, I'm not saying a lot because like I said at the beginning of this video, the Christian genre it has a very low bar, right? But this movie, Jesus Revolution, I really liked. Some of the stuff that I liked was the way it was made, like the production design, like is very believable. Like you feel like you are in 1969 and 1970. With the way they're dressing, the vehicles, and also the way it was shot, like the color palette looks very 70s, if you know what I mean. And actually, at times, when I was watching this movie, at times I felt like I was watching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, like Tarantino's latest movie, totally different movie. But I'm not saying, I'm saying that as a positive, because Tarantino is one of my favorite directors. But so yeah, like at time I was feeling like I was watching that movie. Now the performances were really well done. Like they were quite believable. Like I totally believe, like what I was watching. It has good music. the soundtrack, surprisingly. And I don't mean necessarily, they had a few Christian songs, but they also have some secular music. Like, I'm telling you, as soon as you hear those songs, you're gonna recognize them, because they're like very like classic for that time of like 60s, late 60s, early 70s. What else I liked? Obviously the message, but yeah, I mean, I had a good time with this movie. Am I gonna watch this movie again? Yeah, I can watch it again. I'm probably gonna watch it with my wife. She couldn't make it tonight. She was supposed to, so she's not watching this video, but she was supposed to be here. And I was so selfish that I didn't wait for her. Yeah, I know. I'm not perfect. But so yeah, I'm gonna watch it again here in theaters. And am I gonna buy this movie? I think so. I think I'm gonna buy it. And I'm gonna say that so far, and I know I'm not saying much because it's late February, so I'm not gonna say much with this. But so far, this movie, as of right now, is gonna be, or is on my top 10 of the year. Is it gonna remain there? We'll see. But like I said, I'm trying to make a point. Like, I really like this movie, so that's my point. So yeah, so I want to ask you guys, are you gonna try to see Jesus Revolution? If so, let me know down in the comments. And if you already saw it, let me know what are your thoughts. And before I close, I want to say that if you watch this movie and you were touched, right, and maybe you are like, you want to know more, I'm going to include down in the video description below, I am going to include some links that I believe are going to be helpful for you. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and please don't forget, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe if you are not a subscriber yet. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and I am gonna see you very soon in another video, and until then, chocca la mano.